Good morning, BHS.
Today is Wednesday, September 27th.
There will be a series of workshops this week in recognition of Truth and Reconciliation Day. Today, Beating Orange Shirts will continue in the Wabanong Center, and the workshop at lunch is the Project of Heart in Room 113. Ms. Montgomery will run a workshop where you make tiny commemorative tiles that we will decorate with collage, paint, and markers. If you would like to make one, please come to Room 113 today. Thursday, Elena will be leading a lunch and learn in the Wabanong Center.
Today is the third day of our Truth and Reconciliation Week tied into Orange Shirt Day on Saturday, September 30th. We are here today to continue to bring you a little more information about the residential school system, its impacts on Canadians, and how we can aim to reconcile the harm done to First Nations, Métis, and Inuit.
Students and staff are advised that this announcement contains references to the trauma that occurred at residential schools across Canada. We know this information may be very difficult for some people. If you find yourself upset and in need of support, please reach out to Guidance, the Wabanong Student Center, Julie or Amanda, or a trusted adult. In the moment, you can also try taking some long, deep breaths to quiet your mind, body, and heart.
This week, we have been learning about the truth of residential schools in Canada. 150,000 students attended these schools. Harm was done. Reconciliation is the opportunity to heal the broken relationship between non-Indigenous and Indigenous people in Canada. One attempt at reconciliation was the launch of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission in 2008 that listened to the stories of more than 6,500 residential school survivors and their families. From the TRC Commission came 94 calls to action.
At our school, we are implementing the calls to action that apply to education. You may have seen the artwork around our school celebrating Indigenous cultures. Perhaps you've seen the orange rock in front of our school that says every child matters. In the foyer this week, there's information about the 4 sacred medicines. Our school is working to implement the calls to action. Please take some time to look at the work our students and staff are doing to work towards reconciliation. Tomorrow, we are hoping to gather donations to plant a sacred medicine garden at BHS.
As we watched in yesterday's video, the orange shirt represents the story of Phyllis Webstad, who did not get to wear her orange shirt proudly as it was taken away, along with her other personal items. This was a common scene at residential schools. However, as we come together in reconciliation tomorrow to proudly wear our orange shirts, we proclaim to ourselves and to the world that we stand with the survivors and communities affected by residential schools. Despite the attempts of residential schools to rid Indigenous peoples of their culture, those cultures and traditions thrive today.
Be sure to check School Talk for all other announcements, and please stay tuned for a video.
Miigwech for listening.
Quit everyone, my name is Maya Emoji and I'm the founder and the CEO of Cookum Scrunchies. I am 10 years old and Algonquin from Kitigan-Zibi. Orange Shirt Day is important because it gives everyone a chance to learn, remember, and honor those that went to residential schools.
Hello everyone, my name is Cindy Blackstock. I'm a member of the Gitxsan First Nation. I'm so honored to join you from unceded and unsurrendered Algonquin territory here in Ottawa. Why is Orange Shirt Day important? Well, it's the day that we honor and recognize the children who are lost in residential schools and the survivors. And there's another piece to this too, and that is that we do our part to implementing the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's calls to action. My dream for the future, a generation of Indigenous children that don't have to recover from their childhoods, and a generation of non-Indigenous kids who never have to say their story.
Hello everybody, my name is Alicia Cardinal. I'm from Buffalo Lake Métis Settlement, and I'm also from Goodfish, First Nations, also known as Whitefish Lake. I am Nihio or Cree, and I'm also Métis. So my dad is Cree and my mom is Métis, which is why I identify as being Métis Cree. If someone that has no idea what Orange Shirt Day is and they see everybody wearing shirts one day, like, why is everybody wearing orange shirts? And oh, this is Orange Shirt Day. It is to honor residential school survivors and for all the children who couldn't make it home. And that person will maybe take that step forward and Google and educate themselves of what residential schools were and how it continues to impact Indigenous people today. You're telling a story with these t-shirts, and it means way more than what you would think it would be.
Tansei, Blake Desjardins here, federal NDP MP for Edmonton Griesbach. To all of my fellow Indigenous young people out there, please know I'm very proud, and you should be too, that our people are continuing to speak our language, continuing to be present with the land, and continuing to make sure the next generation can thrive. And to all those who are non-Indigenous, thank you for listening. Thank you for being with us. And thank you for wearing orange today. It's important that we as a country remember our history and remember that not everything in Canada has been perfect, but together, through understanding, through listening to one another, respect, and love, we can make sure that we can overcome any difference.
All of the wounds that your hands hold, all of the hurt you hide.
Contribution and your advocacy for Indigenous people is so important. If you're Indigenous, you're beautiful, you're bright, and always shine.
Hi, I'm Haley Paitko from the Penelakut tribe, and I reside in Victoria. Well, first, thank you. Just to us as Indigenous people, your support means everything. You can't just go and say, well, I believe in this cause, but I'm just not gonna go out there, but cause what's one person? But if everybody thought that, no one would be there. And it's just, it really touches our heart seeing those waves of orange at marches and ceremonies. Orange Shirt Day is also Truth and Reconciliation Day, and a big part of that is the truth, even though it isn't the best truth. In order for us all to be reconciled, we have to know the truth and not just leave it in the past because that's where it belongs, but we have to think about it, because where would we be without the past?